1 Corinthians 14:33 says that God is not a God of confusion, but of peace. This verse clearly states that God does not cause confusion in our lives. But that does not mean there isn't still confusion in our lives even when God actually speaks to us. Because while God is perfect, we are imperfect. We can misunderstand. We can be confused about what God is saying. This is true even when it comes to relationships and God actually talks to you about somebody. That's what we're going to talk about in this video, and I'm going to give you 3 reasons that come from Acts chapter 10. Number 1, God will let you be confused after he speaks to you about someone so that you are motivated to go seek out the answers from the face-to-face experiences you need. In Acts 10, God talked to Peter about eating unclean foods. And after he spoke to Peter and gave him this vision, Peter was confused. Acts 10:17 states, "Now while Peter was inwardly perplexed as to what the vision that he had seen might mean, behold, the men who were sent by Cornelius, having made inquiry for Simon's house, stood at the gate." Because God had just taught Peter through this vision not to call anything unclean that God had made, this prepared Peter to take the next step and go visit with this Gentile, something he normally wouldn't have done, because he'd been prepared for it. Acts 10:28 through 29. "And Peter said to them, You yourselves know how unlawful it is for a Jew to associate with or to visit anyone of another nation. But God has shown me that I should not call any person common or unclean. So when I was sent for, I came without objection. I ask then why you sent for me." When God sent Peter the original vision, he did not answer all of his questions. Peter was inwardly perplexed. God gave him just enough information to take the next step, which would then lead to him getting more of his questions answered. So Peter stopped praying, and then he went out into the natural world to gather more evidence about what God was speaking. Notice he asked people, not God, why you sent for me. While God definitely does speak to us in our hearts and through prayer, and on a one-on-one basis, he also is going to speak to us in other ways, particularly when it involves other people. So we need to go out into the world and have real face-to-face encounters with other people to get the clarity that we need from God revolving the questions we have.